Hello and welcome back to another episode of Generation Films. My name is American Ben. One reason that many of you out there are excited about Avengers Endgame is the possibility of seeing new Iron Man armors. When it was revealed that Tony Stark would have the Mark 85 armor in the film, lots of fans got excited because his previous armor was Mark 50. This seems to mean that we might see 35 new armors in the film. And now that Endgame has arrived, the Mark 85 is indeed an amazing armor, featuring highly advanced nanotech that above all else seemed to be able to pluck the Infinity Stones from Thanos' gauntlet. But alas, this was the only new Iron Man armor we saw in the film. So what exactly happened to armors 51 to 84? Well, let's think about that. It's of course just possible that there was never any Mark 51 through 84. After all, the Mark 85 is a direct evolution of the Mark 50, boasting a nanostructure like its predecessor, but 10 times more durable and efficient in combat. But come on guys, this is Tony Stark. Are we really going to err on the side of he didn't build armors? Which brings us to the prevailing thinking on the subject in fan circles. This theory starts by reminding us that building armors is how Tony Stark responds to traumatic events. After the Battle of New York, his PTSD leads him to build dozens of new Iron Man suits/drones, accounting for the Mark 8 through Mark 41. 34 suits in total, known as the Iron Legion, plus the Mark 42 he built around the same time, gives us 35 suits from PTSD. Thanks, PTSD. All of these suits vary greatly in terms of abilities, functions, strength, and look. If the Mark 85 is a direct successor of the Mark 50, then it might even be that 51 through 84 are built for use as drones, like much of the Iron Legion. In Endgame, after the initial few minutes of the film, 5 years passes before we actually see the Mark 85. Over these 5 years, Tony has been living with the guilt of Ultron and Sokovia, the events of Civil War, and the death of his friends and half of all life in the universe in Infinity War. Plus, seeing that Thanos was able to beat him, even in his Mark 50 armor, probably drove him mad trying to figure out how to improve upon the armor so that it could face Thanos. Anyway, over those 5 years, despite the Earth being relatively peaceful, Tony probably kept building armors, most likely in a short spurt after he returned to Earth out of simple PTSD. And what he got was, once again, 35 new armors. Psychopaths love the number 35. Given how advanced the nanotechnology in the Mark 50 was, these suits probably had all sorts of powerful capabilities. So then what happened to these armors? Well, if they were stored in the Avengers facility in the film, they're either buried under rubble or obliterated, thanks to Thanos' decimation of the building. We may never get to see them if that's the case. It's also possible that Tony kept them somewhere else, which would mean they could play a role in future MCU films as armor to be discovered by the next Iron Man, whoever that may be. Then it might be that 51 through 84 were simply failed armors that either didn't meet Tony's satisfaction for durability or had dangerous defects. The Mark 85 armor might be the perfected version of what Tony was trying to build from armors 51 to 84. I think it's also possible that these armors account for experimentation with vibranium. For a time, the Mark 85 was actually rumored to be composed of vibranium. Certainly not everyone in Wakanda was wiped out by Thanos' snap. Tony might have traveled to Wakanda at some point to make vibranium suits, in which case it's highly unlikely they were destroyed by the blasts from Thanos' ship. In my mind, the last possibility is this. What made Tony feel most guilty about the events in Infinity War? Losing Spider-Man. It's possible that in the hopes that Thanos' deed could be reversed, and due to the PTSD from losing Peter Parker, Tony built all sorts of Spider-Man suits. Many people already think that the still unknown Mark 48 armor is actually the Iron Spider armor. If that's the case, it makes sense that the Marks 51 through 84 are Spider-Man armors which Nick Fury could present to Peter in the upcoming Spider-Man Far From Home. We already know the film will include a stealth suit and a red and black suit. It's not too hard to believe those came from Tony Stark. Anyways, in all, there's just not a lot of information about 51 through 84. Hopefully the Russo brothers or someone at Marvel/Disney will give us a little bit more of a clue soon. In any case, that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. For now, I'm American Ben, and I will catch you next time. Generation Films, peace.